I want to talk about the 3-year-olds now. Obviously, across the board, we've been having a fairly successful run the last 3 weeks, and I've been very proud with the way the horses have raced. Now, obviously, some of these 3-year-olds are in tomorrow at Oak Grove, but at the same token, I'm going to do the 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds. My opening is going to focus on what took place at the races on Saturday and Sunday, good, bad, or otherwise. But for now, I want to run through the 3-year-olds. Admiral Dio, again, he's still well over a month from being ready to go, but Harry really likes his horse, likes what he sees from him, and likes the way he's going, so that's good. Arson has been very, very good all year long. Man, he's just such a tremendous horse, and the win the other day was shocking. And not that he couldn't do it, but the way that he did it under the circumstances in which he did it were impressive. So a nice win by him. Blanton's Blue will race on the 7th. That's tomorrow. He's going to race tomorrow at Goshen. Dave Miller, I believe, is going to drive the horse, if I'm not mistaken. That was the plan anyway. Born to Dance. Listen, all we proved is that there's nothing wrong with having a nice overnight horse to some extent. Eventually, those classes get maxed out. And 2, he's not a Buckeye horse. Not for us anyway, not yet. When the Buckeyes go in 150 and 151, and you have a 154 pacer, the closest you're going to get, mathematically speaking, is 15 lengths from the lead. And I believe we were beat 22 the other day. So I'm not disappointed with Born to Dance or angry at Born to Dance. He just can't pace with those horses. Now, whether he's going to be a nice fair horse, an overnight horse for somebody, that's fine. But I can't imagine we're going to keep him through the remainder of his sophomore season for obvious reasons. If you're out there and you're looking for a nice 3-year-old to race on any size track, I got the horse for you, and he's likely going to be up for sale in the next little while. Dominion, another horse also that I don't know if he's going to be a stable horse. Probably the only reason he's still with us is because he hasn't put up productive lines. I think this is a better horse than he shows, and selling him for what he is currently, I think, would do a disservice to us. So that's not a guarantee. He's not going to get a free pass for long, but I believe that this horse is a better horse. It just needs to show being the horse that he is rather than the horse that he is not, which is what he's been doing of late. Don't Talk About Bruno, another horse. How good is he? Don't know. Right now, but as good as warm water. Wow, not very effective. So Don't Talk About Bruno just needs to do more work. He just needs to do more. And how do we do that? Can he do more? It's a great question. I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that, but we're going to find out soon. Drebin, I talked about his racing. I talked about his race the other day at depth. I think that just not knowing the horse put Jody in a tough spot the other day, and Jody in there before put Drebin in a tough spot the other day, and he rewarded him with a break. Pretty quick on the end of the mile and a good line after that, but I think a squandered race in totality. So hopefully we cannot do that next week. I'd like to see that happen. Flashfly is back with us now, I believe, back in the barn. I haven't been in the barn a couple of days. I've been running around doing a number of things. And I think... sorry, somebody just sent me a message. And I think Flashfly is ready to come back. We stopped with her for, honestly, the same reason that we stopped with Looks Like Money. When allergies play a role, obviously two very different ends of the spectrum, but when you're an okay horse and your airway is being hindered by allergies and by redness and pimples and mucus, you're not an effective horse, right? And if you see a top-end horse just slide a bit, two different things, but the slide is the same. But when you're near the middle or lower part of the middle and you're starting to slide, it really is obvious. And we just want to give Flashfly some time for her throat to cool down, for the allergies to dissipate a little bit, and then bring her back. And that's exactly what we're in the middle of doing. George of the Jungle, another horse. I like George. I think he's got a decent future with us, but he has to do a little more work. Asking him to do more at Dresden was a little bit unfair. But when he gets to 5/8 and then potentially back to a 7/8, then he is going to have to show us a little bit more. But for now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Great Bet. Again, when you take a horse that is racing in, let's say, less than ideal situations, which means better horses not being driven the way he likes to be driven, and then come over here to Ohio, race against inferior horses and have somebody drop the hammer on him it's unfair to judge. And this is where the part of my job where I get a little angry, when people start judging someone like Dominic. Go look at the races that Great Bet win. He hasn't been anywhere near the front outside of Ohio in his entire 3-year-old season. Now, don't read too much into that. I know you're going to people say, well, if that's the case, can we not bring him back to Ontario? No, because he would be absolutely destroyed in a grassroots event. We have to be realistic with what is going on here. Great Bet is getting an opportunity to race against subpar horses, for the most part, just okay horses, and he's getting stronger and more confident in doing so. But he has a ceiling also. Great Bet's not going to go out winning 51, not right yet. I'm not saying that he never would be able to pace fast, but he's not a 51, 52, 53, or for the most part 54 pacer. He did the other day and looked okay doing it. Let's see what Great Bet looks like in a month of consistent racing in with horses he's supposed to beat, and then we'll decide what Great Bet is and is not. Gypsy Hill certainly is a very, very nice colt. Again, it sucks when you don't have a horse that's good enough to be a Buckeye, grassroots, or stallion horse, but it's a great feeling when you have one of the better ones. And Gypsy Hill and Irresistible Sun fit that bracket, which makes my job a lot easier, and Jason's also. Hallie in the Clouds, just got to find a consistent class for this filly where we can race her and she can put in good efforts. She's been putting in great efforts, but unfortunately has not seen a whole lot of styrofoam in the last little while, which I mean by the pylons been out the whole way most of her last 2 starts, which is not helping her, not helping us, and we need to find a more consistent class where she can do some damage in. I'm Fancy Like, a little bit sick tonight, so she's going to have the night off. We're scratching her. She's going to race back next week. There's nothing wrong. Just when they're sick, they're sick. I will not hesitate to scratch them. If I'm confident they're going to have a poor outing, why would I put them in a position to get beat up? That's what I did with Rosetta last night, and I will do it again. I didn't get to see I'm Fancy Like. That was all Jason. He said, he's on the same page also. He said, Anthony, she got some mucus. She looks a little sick. She picked away at her breakfast. What do you want to do? You already know the answer. You've already just laid out the answer for me. You're going to scratch her, so let's scratch her. It's the right thing to do. Insider trading is back going now. We'll have her ready to go in 2 or 3 weeks. Don't worry about insider trading. Yeah, I wish she had gotten full to Chimpanzee, but that was a long shot. She needed a little bit of a break and a reset, and that's what she ultimately got. Irresistible Sun needs no reset. Man, I wish we could keep him this good forever. He is bionic right now. Very, very happy with what I've seen from Irresistible Sun. Lonely Lakewood is racing good. A first and a second in his last 2. Hunter Myers is going to try and double up with a good effort on Wednesday with him. I'm going to step away from driving him. Just gives me some time. I tell you guys, this is a busy, busy, busy part of the year, but it's not red hot every single day. Today I woke up and it was a little quiet. Hopefully the calm before a great storm. But Monday, not a lot to do. Tuesday, not a lot to do. And Wednesday afternoon, if I can move away from Wednesday afternoon, super. That's great also. I'm going to watch Oliver play baseball Monday and Tuesday night. And in doing so, I'm going to watch Chicago Hall. Now, I could have told Dominic, hey, I'm home. I'll drive Chicago Hall and all gas, no brakes. And I hope that doesn't blow up in my face. But again, I can't drive those 2 horses and be at Oliver's baseball game. And this time of year, we can just take a few minutes. It's now, as a dad, I'm 47, it's now sinking in that you don't get do-overs when it comes to the baseball games, right? Friday night, I missed most of the game because I was driving overnight. I don't regret it. I had to be here. There was a lot going on, but I missed most of his game. I missed all of his game live and most of his game on Game Changer. And if I can just skip out, I can't drive Chicago Hall all year. And I hope that the horse comes alive for Tuesday. I think we have a lot going on with Chicago Hall. Whatever happens Tuesday, we're scratching the surface, I can tell you that. And all gas, no brakes. I would love to go and drive him Saturday night or Tuesday night for you guys, but Chris Christopher was already listed. I didn't know what was truly going to happen on Tuesday. I didn't want to take the lines from his hands and say, no, I'll go with him. Chris has already won with him. He knows the horse. He needs a conservative drive on Tuesday, so let the man do his job. That's what I plan on doing. Where were we here? Is this one Lonely Lakewood? Lover's Play. Lover's Play was a little sore after last race. She may need a little break also. May need 3 or 4 weeks off. And I don't mind doing that because this is a filly I would love to race through the fall, into the winter, and I would love to breed her because I know one thing. If you look at our mares, our brood mares that came from our barn, they were either globetrotting, super fast, super tough mare, or just really, really tough horses that exhibited a lot of try, a lot of want, a lot of will to do their work. Whether they were great or not, sure, they got some back class in breeding, and so does she. Quite a bit of it. But I don't know that I've ever seen a horse race as tough, knowing her history, be as tough as Lovers Play. I don't know that I've ever come across a tougher horse. Maybe Stay Special. She was tough too. Very tough. So, probably a mare that, yeah, probably going to keep her and breed her. I don't have a problem with that. We'll see how that goes. That's my plan. And I've told everybody that. I've made no qualms about that. I've never kept that from anybody. Lovers Play is still here because she is going to stay here. And that's the way it is. She might need a few weeks off, in which case I'm going to give her that time. So she's probably going to take some time off starting Monday. Mel Gibs is back jogging, says time off, which is accurate. He does have time off, but he's going to be back going. He's back jogging right now. I believe the plan is to jog him for a week, train him a light mile, reassess that hind leg, and then go from there. And I believe that is the way that it was outlined to me by Stacy through Dr. Carter. So we'll see how that plays out. But for right now, really, really happy. What is this thing doing? Really happy with the way Mel Gibs has been going about his work. This thing's jumping all over the place. Where do we got? Mel Gibs. Memory and Imagination has been awesome in the entirety of 2024. Now he's got the outside, and he's in with Pickpocket on Sunday. Todd McCarthy's going to drive him, but I'm sure he'll be just fine. The horse has been great. He's been great all year long. Militant. Not Memory and Imagination, but has been fantastic his last three. You know, I was asked by one of my partners, I think it was Curtis, had asked me a little while ago, if he continues to race good, are you going to bring him back down to Kentucky for the Goldenrod? My initial response was no. We've moved away from the stakes. We're going to focus on overnights. But he has been so good and so fluid. Geez, I'd be remiss if I didn't think about it, right? And then Lauren asked me again the other night, Militant, do you think you'll go to the Kentucky with him? Jeepers, I think if he continues on this trajectory, I think we have to, don't we? But Militant has been very, very good of late, and I've been very happy with what I've seen from him, both physically and mentally, understanding the game, doing his work well, and he crushed them his last two under wraps, but liked it, as you can imagine. Mounds for All, a very weird injury. Usually when you have a fractured P3 like that, horse lame, very lame. Sound as a dollar, there's no swelling, there's no heat. In fact, the fracture was so slight and so small that they didn't find it under x-ray. Twice they x-rayed him, 5 times they x-rayed him, but twice on the day they had to perform an MRI on him to get that positive MRI on a small line in his P3. I did not know that. I don't think we've ever had an MRI. We went to go have an MRI one time, I think, and ended up finding the actual issue on x-ray. This was the first time we've ever found something under MRI that was not found under x-ray in the entirety of the stable. This was the first time. Now he's back at Northfield Park, standing in a stall, eating good, sound as a dollar. You never know, walking him around, that this horse had a line anywhere. But it is a line. Remember what I tell everybody? It was funny. Dave Bolus brought it up the other day. He had a walking cast on. I said, "What happened to your foot?" He said, "Well, fractured my foot. I told the doctor, Anthony McDonald said 4 to 6 weeks and all bones heal. And it's been 10 weeks and it's still not healed." I'm not a doctor. I think that maybe I should have put that in the waiver, in the description. I'm not an actual doctor. Generally speaking, bone heals in 4 to 6 weeks, but it does, I'm sure it probably differs when you're talking about the density of a bone. Coffin bones, that's why I talked about, coffin bones don't heal that quick, so they might need a little more time, and I'm not familiar with human bones. But Dave, I'm confident you'll get out of that walking cast soon enough. Mounts for All, though, I suspect in the next 4 weeks he'll be back jogging if there is nothing again found under x-ray. I think no smoke, no fire will go into effect. Maybe we'll give him a little bit of we talked about this hybrid training also many, many times before. Maybe we'll give him light jogging and work in the aqua treadmill also, just to ensure that when we do start to tramp on the gas a little bit, that something that was there, that isn't there, that might be there, isn't showing up in real time as fresh. So that's the plan with Mounts for All right now. We're going to try and take a fairly substantial dose of lemons and turn it into a little bit of lemonade with a horse that could have a very bright future for us here in the stable. The reason I'm talking in this manner, because the rate of re-injury in an injury like this is incredibly minute. So there's that also. Pickpocket has been good. Very happy that there was just a very small trace of blood found in his scope last week. We're making headway. We're making gains. And I think a component of that is his feet, is his knees. And when we get to that softer track in Lexington, I think we'll be able to have him under control. But Eric and Kathy have done a very, very good and guarded job taking care of Pickpocket in Oak Grove. Let's see how he races tomorrow. Prince Charmer is also in. Tonight, I like this horse. You know, he's not a killer. He's not even a Buckeye horse. Much like Born to Dance on the trotting side, except Born to Dance has made a lot of money and won some races and overnights. Prince Charmer has not yet. He's not there yet. So his future looks even brighter at the stable than Born to Dance's does. But very happy with both horses for right now. Pull the Shoes, I know she's in the foal section, so I'll do a broodmare section. And when I have all the confirmations on the mares, I'll do a broodmare section. As of right now, there is only one holdout in our entire broodmare band, and that is Muscle Chrome. She was bred late, didn't get in foal yet, and she'll be checked, I suspect, in the next week or so. And, you know, hopefully, God willing, hopefully she's in foal also, and that will mean 100% success rate across the board for this year. Thus far, those aren't foals on the ground, you know, nursing and eating feed and grass and hay, but there are more mares that are in foal at this point. So all but one that I'm aware of right now is in foal. Pull the Shoes, 2 Tactical Approach is one of them. Punch the Clock is another one. I'm going to talk about her. I did a video today. I'm going to talk about her in the opening this week. She too is in foal, and so excited to hear that news. Now, she herself isn't in foal. She's an embryo foal. That egg is sitting in a embryo mare, in a donor mare in Maryland. Was in Maryland, now will be in Kentucky, I believe, for her duration of for her time. Purple People Eater is racing tonight also. Good luck to all my partners with Purple. She's been racing great. Horse that I saw massive gains from this week. If you watch, you'll know why. If you watch the race, was Ready for Landing. How he went about his race and how he's learned and grown and matured as a horse is obviously very measured, very measurable, and makes me very, very happy. I see a very nice horse emerging from Ready for Landing. Really don't care. We got her back. No injuries, substantial or serious injuries to report. There was a contusion where she looks like she'd hit herself a couple of times in training, jogging, and or racing. So the good news is we'll be able to get her back going here at Northfield Park. I believe Jason was going to train her a little bit this week. We'll gallop her a little bit to keep her out of that shin, and then we will get her back racing soon enough. Sunset Acres Girl, she's racing Monday. No, I didn't get to go. I didn't go Monday. I did opt to watch Ollie play baseball, and my fingers, both of them, and toes, and anything else I can cross, will be crossed Monday when he's racing. I hope this horse behaves, or I will have to make a trip to Michigan to see if I can help with this guy. Hopefully that won't be needed after this week. Sweeney, a winner. Great job by Stacy and Brett. You know, she asked me bluntly, do you want them back in the claimer? Absolutely. Race them where they can win. We're having lots of luck right now, and it isn't a shock. When you won the track 8-5 and you win, it's supposed to happen. But you need to get to that 8-5 position, and we've done a great job doing that with our horses thus far this summer. I want to keep that up and keep it going. Time is on my side. A very telling race from Blue Ventura may have helped us immensely that we didn't even know about so far. Time is on my side is going to have the aluminum mushroom bars put on him for the same reason that Blue Ventura will also. I am almost absolutely certain he was slipping today, and I don't want to see that happen with Time is on my side. We have time this week. We're going to change him, school him or train him Tuesday in about 2.2 to 2.5. Don't want to go too much with him, just enough. And then race him the following Saturday. I want to see how he does on Saturday with those new shoes on. I don't know if Tuesday will be enough of an indicator at that speed, but if it's a disaster, we'll see. But I just don't think it will be. I think it'll be an improvement, and I'm eager to see how he's going to race next Saturday. Victory Blue Chip is in to go this week. Hunter's going to drive him from the rail. I'm hopeful. Actually, I don't think I have to be home Wednesday night either, now that I say it out loud. I'm hopeful that Hunter will get along with this guy. He's probably going to be in the sale the following Monday for obvious reasons. I don't think that is shocking or groundbreaking news for anybody. We're just going to continue to move out the horses that aren't going to be and keep the ones that are going to be. And Victory Blue Chip, I thought he was making some headway, but the break the other day was pretty deflating for me and disappointing. But there's still a decent overnight horse in there. We just have so many 2-year-olds that are looking to race in that Malmers and 1, Malmers and 2 division moving forward. He's really taking up room, and we're going to move Victory Blue Chip out. Watch your mouth, same type of thing. He just needs to do better. Hopefully that better will come this week. And then Widespread Panic is the horse I'm watching. I had my hand forced. Do I completely believe he was ready to join Ron Burke in Indiana? No. I have my concerns that this is going to be a disaster. But Ron Burke is an incredible horse person, always has been, and Adam does a good job for him. So if he fits well in Indiana, it should be great for us. But my hand was forced. I thought he needed a couple of more starts at the Meadows under our care before we shipped him out there and dropped the hammer on him. We just couldn't get him in. You know, in Pennsylvania, it's PA owned and bred first. He was an Indiana bred owned by the stable, and we just couldn't get the horse in to go. So hopefully we can, moving forward, get this horse in. Obviously, he's an Indiana bred. It won't be a problem to get him in, but I'm just eager, concerned, anxious to see how he races over the next little while, and I hope he does well. So those are your 3-year-olds. I'm going to run through the 2-year-olds for you guys also in a little bit, but I'm going to reserve the opening until Sunday after I've seen and raced the horses tonight in Columbus at Scioto Downs in the Next Generation, and also seen and watched the horses race in Oak Grove tomorrow. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. We are on a heater, and I want to keep it going. Good luck to everybody racing this weekend. Take care.